Don't you just love that fucking intro?
It's banging.
It's banging. All right, so everybody, Butcher got himself up in arms here. He's annoyed, and I think that it's high time we go ahead and figure out why. Now, to the gentleman that I believe we're going to be discussing, dude, don't be a bitch. If you got a problem, send me a text during this show. I'll send you a link to come on right in here and talk to us man to man. That's how we've always done it here in Cleaning Out the Closet.
Hey, bro. You
What's
know
up,
what,
sweetie?
dude? I didn't want. This is something I didn't want to do. So many times have I said to you, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about the closet thing. You know
Right.
what I mean? Hey, takes a lot to really make you want to do these things. You know? But this
Got to
guy,
be pissed.
I never liked this guy from the start.
I
You
knew it.
know? Um, this isn't a Morgan Freeman. I think it's safe to say I hated David Shaw from the start.
Maybe it's something about the name because I hate fucking Ron Shaw.
Listen, the guy is an absolute fucking fruitcake. You know, that he's a few things short up there. In my opinion. You know,
I believe you're correct. I think he's a little touched. Yeah.
yeah, no, you say it polite. I ain't gonna do that, man. The guy is full on fucking retarded. Um, it's just he's a horrible human being.
Oh shit. Okay, I feel like there's quite a few suitcases here that we're looking to unpack. So why don't we start with like let's go back to the start. Like when did it go bad with you and Mr. Shaw?
He don't, it's just I think he's an individual that um he's not one of these people that wants to listen. You
Sure.
know,
Yeah.
he came into the antisocial network, and I think he was trying to put everything. There's nothing wrong with a lad being eager, you know,
Right. Of
but
course.
when you listen, this isn't a pipe dream. The antisocial network. It's something we want to build. So you can't just put content out willy nilly. Granted, it's we do it for fun, but he was just he was one of these characters that I think he felt his shit didn't stink. You
Now we're
know,
gonna we're gonna come back to that because I kind of see it the exact opposite. But we're gonna come back to that.
he just didn't want to learn, did he?
He didn't want to listen. Here, real quick, I don't think that he ever thought my shit don't stink. Because whenever you saw him hosting his own show, he's grasping at straws to get anybody from the network to go on with him. And that's cool. We all do that for each other. That's just what we do. But if he didn't have somebody to go on with him, he would cancel his show. And then when he was doing a show, you could see he was directly relying on everybody else to provide any real content for him.
Yeah,
But then at the same
yeah,
time, you're right. He
I
didn't
can
want to
get
listen
that.
to
I can
anybody.
get that. I mean, you've only got to go and watch his material and
Right.
you know see that the guy was carried by every single person that appeared on his product. He was shit scared to do anything on his own. Um, and he wouldn't listen. It wasn't nothing that we ever did was you know a chance he was so Nothing that we ever said to him was you know, out of. There was no malice. There was no malice. It was
No,
all
no, no. Yeah, I
constructive.
agree. What's up, Chancey?
It was all constructive, and it was all, they were suggestions of how he could better himself and his product. Okay. I've done it a lot. I've done this a long time. I don't consider myself to be a fucking, expert, but I like to think that I I like to. One of the main things that I said to you that worried me about him was I think I gotta watch you how I say this.
Oh, fuck it. We're anti-social. Let it fly.
I just think that I think he's a very, very selfish person. Okay, what I say what I say by that is I think he thought that relations within this group would make him untouchable. And why I say that is he was very good friends with Chance, very, very good friends with Jeremy, good friends with Vanessa, good friends with Ashley. Now, they're powerful. I'm going to use the word instruments because they gel. They gel well together. They gel well, as sync. There's not one person there that I would say can't fly solo, can't work in a duo, trio, quad. We see that weekly, daily. It's easy. And with him, I felt that the way he spoke. I mean, we know perfectly well that he was one of these sneaky individuals that would say something to you and then go back and tell someone else.
Right.
That's exactly what he was doing. That's exactly what he was doing. He was a very, very sneaky, snide, untrustworthy person. I mean, his product as a whole, he didn't know what he wanted to do. He didn't know what he wanted to do with it, dude.
Can I sneak in here with something real quick?
Yeah, go, bro.
I want to throw this out here on the whole selfishness thing because he was tanking. He was not doing well. His shows were not getting any numbers at all. So what's my go-to? Well, let's have a sit down with the young man. Let's get something put together. We'll all connect here in the meeting room and we'll discuss the options. So he shows up. And when you and I started talking to him, I thought, well, you know what? Let's get Casanova in on this. He's got a real strong marketing mind and he's very creative. So he was going to put a meeting for work, his shoot job, on hold to come in here with us. As he was coming, we said, hey, David, he's doing this to come in here and speak with you. So do you have like an extra 10 minutes? Oh, yeah, sure. And no sooner did Chris come on, say, hey, nice to see you. He just logged off. And then he starts sending these little bullshit messages about, oh, sorry, I'm at work. And the cops are here to talk to me. But he was fucking talking to us from his living room couch with his little action figures behind him. So he took somebody who was very willing to sacrifice time because every call Casanova makes, is a $200,000-$300,000 deal he's working on. So for him to take that and selfishly blow it off, and then when Chris finally gave up and left, he popped back on. Oh, sorry. Oh, I can't believe he left. He couldn't wait. Bam, Chris came back on. He saw that. So we had a conversation that went nowhere. He just sat there and gave us every bit of resistance and fucking lip that he could think of. And the basic concept of over here at Antisocial, we are a network of creators. We are a team. So if I'm putting you on at this time and your numbers are tanking, you're bringing down our collective airtime worth. And we're not trying to do that. Instead,
Wasting minutes.
we're trying to guide you into doing something that will suit your character, something that you already have passion and knowledge about, and something that we as a network can get behind and promote for you. And he was just arguing everything.
I think, he made it sound like he made it sound that we weren't for allowing him to do what he wanted. It was never a case of not allowing him to do what he wanted. Never, because he wanted to do. He knew about Star Wars. I mean, he was a walking geek.
He had all the action figures behind him on his set. That's great.
But when he was going on about wanting to do the James Bond thing, with all due respect, I like a bit of Bond. You know what I mean? Everyone likes a bit of Bond. But you ain't going to sell someone on a podcast with a Bond podcast. I don't care what you say. If you're going to go and do Marvel, DC, people like that shit because you can cover so much material.
Right.
What you do with Bond? I mean, come on.
With Bond, there are no stories. There are no stories. There are no stories inside the stories with Bond. So when you're trying to do a Bond overview, you're just reviewing one character and a very small sect of villains. And that just because different actors played the character, it's still the same fucking character.
But exactly. Listen, right? When you go back, I mean, Roger Moore's my favorite.
Okay.
I mean, but when you go back and you watch Sean Connery, Roger Moore, blah blah blah, right? Every Bond was very, very samey. We always needed a Bond girl. Yes, they were different films, but the end result was always the same.
Yeah.
Bond never had this argument with plenty of people because, but the new Bond hasn't been selected yet. But I mentioned, I like Idris Elba. The reason I like Idris Elba is because he's versatile. I like Idris Elba because he's versatile. But to your, typical ignorance and arrogant people would normally say, you can't have Idris Elba because he's black. And that's it. People forget that the 007 is an alias.
Right.
It means nothing else.
Like Triple X.
Well, exactly. But let's get away from that. Back to fruitcake. He was obsessed with wanting to do this Bond thing. And I know if we'd allowed him to do Bond, we'd have had drafts on fucking villains, drafts on the favorite gadgets, drafts on fucking favorite. Dude, this is the issue with his material. Is he's obsessed? It's fucking top trumps with it.
And over here, it's really very rare that we ever step on a show idea. We're always like, well, cool, let's put some gas in the tank and take it out. This particular Bond one, I just told him, we're not really interested in having that on the network. And you're not going to hear me say that very often, but that's going to take up space for somebody to do something more unique than a niche show that will die out after 4 episodes. And he had a little change.
The problem is we could put a Bond ficky, you know what I mean? We could review Bond stuff, but the difference is, dude, is we'd make it look good.
Yeah.
We'd make it look good. I mean, like I said, the guy has got no charisma. It's just,
And also, he's not very bright. And when I say that, what I mean is, he actually said to me, I would pass on doing the Star Wars podcast in favor of Bond. any day. And I started laughing. I said, dude, you're going to take a major genre that you're passionate about and you're going to pass on that. I'm just as passionate about Bond. Well, it's not fucking about you. It's about who you want to watch, you little cunt.
You know, let's move on. Okay, let's move on.
Let's get into
As
some
to
of
the
the
reason,
dastardly now.
oh, dude, this guy really, really disliked me. And listen, let's be thick here. I'm gonna be straight. He ain't gonna be the first, and he certainly won't be the last. Okay, I'm not a person that gives a shit whether you like me or not, you know. But listen,
I don't like you.
exactly. You know, you love me.
Oh, sweetie.
You know, he didn't like me. He didn't like me. Because I'm going to use the term attention seeking. This is what this guy wants. Attention seeking. And the games that he was playing were wrong. I didn't like them. I like to think that I'm a good judge of character, and I've seen through his shit.
We're talking about that suicide bullshit he posted in the antisocial room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm not going to judge him because listen, mental health's mental health. Mental health is cruel. I struggle with it myself, and as yourself, you've been there. So I'm never ever going to say that the guy was telling lies because I don't know. I don't know how he thinks, and not vice versa. But my issue with him and the way that he did things was there's nothing wrong with a cry for help. Okay? There's nothing wrong with the cry for help. But there's ways and means of conducting your business. Okay? Now, when I say this is when he puts that in the group chat, I'm the first person that sees that because I'm from the UK. Okay? US and Australia would see it. So, yeah, and Brock would see it as well because it would be early morning Brock time. Yourselves, you're basically fast asleep,
Right.
know, or partying hard.
Yeah, that
you know, but
that was me 6 years ago, buddy.
See that, bro, right? I was the first to see that, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all because I just felt, fucking hell, man. You know, if this is right, and you're really feeling the way that this is, you don't want to be doing what you're doing here. And I certainly don't want to be the one that reads it, and something happened because that's sort of shit I don't need on my plate, and no one else needs it either. And so obviously I messaged and I put in the chat what I did. To that, he took it the completely wrong way.
Well, hang on a second, real quick. For the viewers, let's break that down real quick. What happened was Mr. Shaw put this long post in our internal communication channel that we have here about, oh, sorry, I had a bad night. It was a bad night at work. Nobody wanted to do the show with me. Been thinking about killing myself, but I'm not looking for attention here. And then you wrote back, don't be posting that shit up in here. Some of us also deal with mental health issues, and I don't need to see that shit. And there was nothing wrong with that being your response. So that's where that trigger happened.
Yeah, but I mean, he obviously went back and he told numerous people, and I know this because the first thing I did was I spoke to you, and then I went and I spoke to Jeremy directly. Hell, man, this was the first conversation that me and Jeremy had, for fuck's sake. What a conversation to have. Right. But, frankly, Jeremy's an approachable guy. And I could have that conversation, because obviously Jeremy had got involved in the comments. because he was, he knew David, so there was nothing wrong with that. Hell, man, I'd expect anyone to have my back and things like that, and that just shows the type of person that Jeremy is as a person and as a man.
Right.
But I just felt that David wasn't as honest as he obviously was painting himself out to be. He was going around. I don't know really what I don't really care what he said about me, because, like I said, I'm not a person that actually gives a shit. It's just, listen, how I conduct myself is how I conduct myself. I don't pretend to be anything that that other than me. This is what makes me the PHITV. You know what I mean?
The what?
Business. There's no airs or graces, man. My tongue is like a switchblade. I've got no filter. I'm off the cuff. That's just the way I am. The way I've been brought up. It's the way I bring my kids up. I believe in speaking the truth and speaking from the heart. Not, do you know what I mean? I don't need no fucking script. And this guy is just fucking obnoxious.
And desperately needed a script.
Really, really, I just didn't like him, and I just knew he was a bad egg. He was. I just felt, and I knew it. One thing I'm good at is I'm a good judge of character, and I just sensed something wrong with him. Something really, really wrong. So he was an unbalanced individual.
You know what? We hit the 22-minute mark. So really quick before we move on, because now we're going to turn the page next and get into some really detestable shit. But before we do that, man, we've got to give one of our guys a huge, big fucking shout out. And we're talking about Chris Johnson, man. He makes the video intros for the show. The guy does absolutely outstanding work. And he does a hilarious podcast right here on the Antisocial Network. Butcher knows what I'm talking about. Let's just show a quick clip, huh?
If I go to therapy, they're going to stop me from being a whore. And I don't want to stop being a whore, so why would I go to therapy? All they're going to do is tell me to stop being a massive dirty whore. Massive dirty whore. Massive dirty whore. Massive dirty whore.
I love that guy. He comes out here. He does the Bloody Dreadful Shite podcast, the BDSM movie fucking podcast. It's awesome. Make sure to check him out. Send some support. He supports this network greatly, and we support him back. My dude. Now, some of you, before we move on, are asking yourselves, who is this guy? Wait, what does he look like? So I did jump online before we went live to find a photo of David to share it with everybody. But he has absolutely all of us blocked now, so we can't look at his psychotic postings on his site. But I found a photo that just reminds me a lot of him. Butcher, do you agree?
Yeah, friends and birds.
That's right. Butcher, starting a business. You want in?
Yeah.
It's the 8-minute workout. It's a 7-minute workout, man. 7-minute abs.
7-minute abs. Well, I got a new idea. 6-minute abs.
You can't get it done in 7 minutes. Come on, that's just crazy.
Think about it. You walk into a video store. There's 7-minute abs, and there's 6-minute abs. Which one you gonna pick, right?
Right.
But here we go. If you can't get your workout in with the 6-minute abs, we're gonna give you the 1 minute free.
Well, that's the ticket. That's the seller.
That's the seller right there.
That's right. Jeremy,
step into my office.
Why?
Because you're fucking fired.
So yeah, David, you're a little fucking psycho, just like the hitchhiker or
No.
something about Mary. That's you. Okay, let's turn the page over now because we had a real thing go down here right in the birth of this network. And that was somebody who was going to come on. He was our third seat on Wrestle Shoot. And he decided to reach out to Satranik and her wife and start asking them for naked pictures. And that consequently led to his dismissal from the network. We can't have that. We protect our people. We're a family here. So I thought that was hopefully going to be like the biggest dirtbag move I would have heard as a result of people being a part of this network. But apparently now David has raised the bar. So let's get into that.
Oh, this is the type of shit that I thought she was capable of. You know, I just knew. I mean, listen, he's taken, he's misconstrued. Listen, I'm just gonna say that. I mean, he takes. Oh, he's horrible. He's a fucking horrible human being. You know, he's not misunderstood. He's just fucking plain horrible.
Yeah, that's what it really breaks down to. When you guys hear this, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get on board what we're saying. But let's continue.
David Shaw is. I've never spoke to his fiance or his missus or his wife. I don't know what their relationship is. But the stuff that I found out has really, really fucking made me. Let's just say if he lived by me, he he wouldn't wanna.
It'd be a rough meeting.
You know, they had a stillborn. Okay, they had a stillborn baby. You know,
David did.
This horrible
David
thing
did?
to happen.
David did? Had a stillborn?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Stillborn, right? Stillborn baby. Now, you know what? My heart goes out to him, and I will say that him and his fiance, because I wouldn't wish such shit like that on anyone, you know. But you know, when your missus, and that's right, you know, your missus, wife, whatever, is going through that. She's going through that a lot fucking more than what you
Absolutely.
are, you little threat.
That was that's removing a dead human being from her. That's horrible.
You know, she's had to give birth to that.
Yeah.
She had to give birth to that baby, regardless how many fucking months she carried it. She had to give birth to it. And this little shitbag was playing no, I'm not going to say playing away, because no fucking visible woman would touch that little shitbag. You know, but to you know, constantly, you know, in chats with Vanessa and Ashley, beautiful ladies. You know what I mean? You'd be a fucking idiot not to, you know. But I just think, listen, right? We know Vanessa's a beautiful woman. She likes to dress in lingerie and all these things.
Right.
Little idiot fucking honestly thought that, you know, he could be something special to either Vanessa or Ashley. But he was doing all this behind his, you know, poor fucking missus's back. While she was grieving, this little idiot was having the fucking time of his life in video chats. I witnessed one the other day when he was in a video chat with beautiful Vanessa when she was dressed up as Princess Leia. You know, I mean, Vanessa, I'd have come in there with my lightsaber and, whatever. You know what I mean? But this little idiot, its missus was sat next to him. Sat next to him, bless her. And he's just acting like a complete and utter fucking asshole.
So she just miscarried their child, and
Just
now he's what?
miscarried
Like,
his child.
like, was it a part of a show? Was he doing a bit?
Yeah, but it gets worse.
Okay.
It gets worse. Because then he's given her ultimatums.
Ultimatums like what?
It's the baby or me.
What? The dead baby?
Exactly that. Just you're not allowed to fucking grieve or anything.
He's telling her that if you grieve the child that died inside of you, what? I'm leaving?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Dude,
That's twisted on a whole new level. I haven't heard this yet. What kind of a psychopath behaves like that?
One that's fucking unbalanced, brother.
This goes beyond unbalanced, man. That's God, what is that? It's like that's more sociopath.
I mean, his missus has just had this, obviously, the miscarriage. It's not miscarriage. I don't even say it's a miscarriage.
She had the worst experience of her life.
It's worse than a miscarriage.
She had the worst experience any woman can have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he starts telling her, "Get over it, or I'm leaving."
You know, it's me or a child. Come on, man.
Let me ask you this, Butcher. Do you like apples? This is not a Goodwill Hunting. This is not a Goodwill Hunting joke. But do you like apples?
I love apples.
Everybody loves apples. Do you think that David enjoys apples? Probably. It's safe to say yes.
Yeah. Listen.
Now, hold on. I'm going somewhere with this.
Yeah, I know where you're going. I don't.
No, you don't. Hang on.
I don't.
So no, you don't. So you think that it's safe to say that David likes apples, right?
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to personally deliver what we call out here in the States an alley apple to David. And basically what that means is I'm going to smash him in his fucking mouth with a brick.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what, bro, right? I remember being in my mate's house one day and he hit me with an apple. And it was one of the most painful experiences I think I've ever had. You know,
it's that little isolated impact.
He just wanted to see if he could smash the apple. No. There's a reason why big grown men, right, put an apple in their hand and see if they can crush it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But yeah, this little fucking piece of shit, man. I mean, come on. This is a guy we nearly had on the network. And I said to you, day one, after speaking to him, Rob,
there's something wrong with this guy.
Don't. Yeah. And you know what? You being the guy that you are, you said, I'm going to give him a chance. And I told you, man, I said, I fucking knew it. Bad egg.
Actually, what you said to me is, you said, okay, but this won't end well. I was like, oh, shit. All right.
You know, he's sending dick pics to fucking Vanessa and Ashley. He's not only just doing that, is he's asking Ashley fucking questions, you know, friends with benefits.
So he's going to fly over to the States to try to fuck our girls.
I think he was expecting some sort of cyber fucking,
right?
You know, fucking absolute dickhead, honestly.
And then, like you mentioned earlier, first thing he does is he takes on, like, he's mad at his woman for, you know, grieving a miscarriage. Yeah, he's more of a fucking vindictive 14-year-old girl than any 14-year-old girl
Dude.
I've ever known.
He's for me, he's completely burned any bridge. It burns any bridge. And I'll be honest, right? To everyone that's involved with this network, I would be bitterly disappointed in anyone that gives him the time of day. And that's coming from my mouth.
Well, I
Yeah,
do
I
regret
don't-
bringing him.
I
on.
don't
See,
back-
when I first
don't
found
back
him,
scum like that.
when I first found him, he submitted a show for me to listen to, and it was his best of thing. So he pieced together the best sections he's ever done. I found it entertaining, and we went to give him a shot. But holy shit, what a misfucking calculation that was!
I seen it. I didn't need to see his material. His material was shit. I couldn't have sat through fucking minutes. I didn't sit through minutes. I didn't even go to the point of, scanning it. I do with a lot of YouTube stuff. I scan it, and if I can pick more than 2 or 3 sections or sections of that video, then I'll listen to it fully. No, I said to you from day one, dude, he's material shit.
Yeah,
He's shit.
I even tried so hard to be like, dude, did you watch the Star Wars show? It wasn't bad. And you're like, maybe you should rewatch that. So I did. And I was like, okay, so it's Chancey and Jeremy, they're carrying the load. He's just there.
I mean, fucking hell. I mean, it wouldn't have been watchable without them people on there.
Right.
You
And
know,
he wasn't open to coaching. And the biggest thing, and just as speaking on general business, is the biggest problem that I had before he had to go was the fact that he didn't give a single fuck about the betterment of the network as a whole. He was just all about, what am I going to get out of this? And you know what you're going to get out of it? Right there, Bal. You get what you give. Around here at Antisocial, we put our own work in and we help each other out along the way. But we're not going to do the work for you.
There's no room for piggybacking, dude. You don't piggyback.
There are so many other little quote podcast networks out there that will put on any garbage that's presented to them. And that's not us. We don't do that. So I dropped the ball on that. I couldn't have possibly predicted all the horror stories you were just about to tell me, but fuck. So sorry, everybody, for bringing that headache into the Antisocial life, but it's gone. And we're going to be more selective. Like, we're going to start putting recruitment to votes from now on instead of just me pulling the trigger.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's I think that's something that I'm not saying you're not trustworthy, Rob.
Okay.
But I just think materials. I personally think that we don't need samey material.
Right.
We need a bit of everything. Fuck. Do you know what I'd like someone to do?
What's that?
Cooking.
I'm working on that. I'm working on that with Sumite, pro wrestler. He's in great shape, and we had this idea forever ago of, why don't you do a show about eating healthy on the road? So we're in talks about that.
I like it. There's so much. I mean, we've got a few people on here now that do movies, films. We've got the music with Chancey and Jeremy. We got the flirty, dirty birdies.
Adding those girls, they cracked me. She almost, I got to put this out there, Ashley almost killed me last night when I was watching that show they were doing. And she said something about being a fat siren right as I was in mid hit and just blew along all the way out. It was the funniest shit I heard all fucking week. So like we've got this cast of these creators who some of them are like really borderlining that genius thing. Like most of us, they know to just, this is the spot for like self-deprecating humor. It's always funny. And everybody here is so good at doing it.
Right. There is not a person involved in this network that doesn't gel with the next person.
That you know, you're right, Chancey. I do try to see the good in others, but in the position that I'm in here with the network, I have got to stop trying to see the good in others and give a whole bunch of people a chance. We have to take creative people like yourself who we know are going to carry their own weight and not hurt the network and hurt everybody involved. And that's, you know, that goes beyond when I'm just trying to find people to fill it up. Cause like Jeremy and Chancey and, you know, Vanessa and Ashley and Chris Johnson. And then we got Lee doing his boxing podcast. We got Will doing his metaphysical thing. We got the wrestling in covered. You got some movies. Like we have a bunch of people here who are carrying their own weight. And then like last night's show was a prime example of how everybody can carry their own weight. And Chance, you're absolutely right. That show was a lot of fucking fun. I got crucified, by the way, Butcher. I got crucified last night on that show because Jeremy made a comment that, oh, look, out of the 7 of us, 4 of us are from Antisocial. So I tried to write. I would be remiss if I didn't ask why all 7 of you aren't in. But it didn't type remiss. It auto-corrected to riddance. So I would be riddance if I didn't. And they slaughtered me. It was fucking hilarious. I'm talking nads to throat, dude. They got me open. It was great. Laugh, motherfucker. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I needed that shit off my chest, dude.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you did, because, you know, it does add. Because that dude, I swear, forgot. He likes to share conversations. He likes to edit conversations and then share them. Like, this guy is just a walking, talking box of toxicity. He does not bring any positivity in any aspect of his life. For fuck's sakes, his own child just died, and he's trying to punish her for feeling
He's toxic, dude. He's toxic.
Yeah.
Everything about him is toxic and unbalanced.
So what we're just going over right now, that's the very point of cleaning out the closet. And everybody's watching in the network, out of the network, anybody, man. You don't even have to have your face on camera if you don't want to. Just come on here, get it off your chest, man. Maybe I can offer some advice that would help you. Maybe I'll just sit here and be irate with you. But either way, you know, keeping that kind of anger inside, it's a cancer. It's a toxin to you from somebody else. So get it out, man. That's why we do this. And that's why we don't do this show like every week. We do it when it matters. So any final thoughts you want to get in there on this guy?
No, not really. Go fuck yourself.
Right in the fucking ass. What's up, Mickey? Thanks for watching. And somebody from the social network.
What I will say.
What's that?
What I will say is, Mr. Shaw, if you have watched this and you do need to have a say, shout, yes, send a message.
Yeah, we'll do another one. And that's the thing. Like when me and Castle created this show, it was to really get a lot of misinformation cleared up on how that piece of garbage leather fat did us. So we did it, and it spilled over into a second show. But the whole time we gave him the option, come in, tell us your side. We're not going to David, we're not going to bully you. We're not going to cut you off. We're not going to censor you. If you got
No.
something you want to say in response, the only kicker is you're not going to just come on here with me and then say your response to Butcher. You're going to come on with me and Butcher and say your piece. And I promise you, I moderate this shit. And I moderate this shit fairly. So I will give you your chance to reply, to rebut. It's easy.
Hey, what's
dude.
up, Mikey?
Yep, Mikey and Jeremy, what's up? And Jeremy says, yeah, he blocked us, so he's not going to see this. But something tells me he's watching us on YouTube.
Just be a man. Just be a man. I mean,
Yeah.
you clearly have an issue freaking, being, as we say in the UK, Jack the lad with your, poor missus. Why anyone would give someone like you the time of day?
Yeah, creepy little bastard.
Yeah, well, he's a CLB, as Stone Cold would say. Creepy little bastard. Yeah, no, he's a piece of shit.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Keep your eyes on the network. We're going to be, constantly at it, bringing new things up. As everybody sees, everything is changing because I'm moving, baby. So the Antisocial Network. That's right. Thank you. The Antisocial Network is going to have an actual official studio. It's going to be fucking fantastic. We're trying to get Satranic to come on back over. She knows Shanks the Clown. So we're trying to get them to come over and do some shows. And we're just going to do some good shit moving forward. And just like with every bad business decision, we recognized our losses. We cut those losses and we're moving forward.
Yeah.
So that's really what it breaks down to.
On the 27th, people, Butcher's comeback pie.
That's right. You're getting your internet all fixed up and working proper like.
I have, and what you see is the office. Yeah.
That's going to be our UK location studio.
Yes.
That's right.
The Bat Cave. The Bat Cave.
All right, guys. We're going to get the fuck all the way out of here, just like he just said. Oh, he's back. We're going to get all the way out of here. Let's just give one more shout out to our boy.
If I go to therapy, they're going to stop me from being a whore. And I don't want to stop being a whore, so why would I go to therapy? Therapy. All they're going to do is tell me to stop being a massive dirty whore. Massive dirty whore. Massive dirty whore. Massive dirty whore.
I love that shit. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. I'm hopefully going to be back for Wrestle Shoot tomorrow. I may have to postpone just one more time, but we're going to be back. We're going to be strong. All right, Butcher. Love you. Mean it. Call me.
Love
Bye.
you too, brother.